The development of the Greater Bay is, world class. Those who have got the infrastructure but are not held back by old institutional concepts are going to have a platform that will leap forward. Hong Kong and the Greater Bay Area has already made massive investments. You've also got a very green development. Lots of the developments I visited in the Greater Bay have adopted very progressive green strategies. So you're a model, at least in part, in some of those areas. So those values matter when you're putting a proposition to move forward. And remember, a lot of the areas where new investment will go are not encumbered with old infrastructure. They'll have very old, undeveloped or underdeveloped infrastructure. But the ability for this area to deploy capital and understand the needs of human capital in these developing economies and not necessarily repeat the developed economies model, but rather try and bring people into a new space. This area is extremely well positioned to do that. I mean, the development in the Greater Bay is world class, and its connectivity is a very valuable baseline for the things I was speaking about earlier. Artificial intelligence, those who've got the infrastructure but are not held back by old institutional concepts are going to have a platform that will leap forward. Lots of the area in the Greater Bay, plus the connectivity with your incredibly elaborate infrastructure network that's connected this in a very rapid and meaningful way. This is not just a remote idea. I mean, people can get here in 90 minutes by ferry and less time in some other modes. Lots of cities of the world can't do the same thing, and yet you're bringing the strength of China and the flexibility and the progressive but rich history of Hong Kong. This is a powerful combination. As I've watched China rise, as I've watched the transition in Hong Kong, and I've watched the huge investment between the Bay and Hong Kong, I think we're going to see a generation of young people grow up, and this will be their experience. They'll play on the sports fields in mainland China. It will become the new normal in terms of a feeling of high levels of progression.